Have you ever closed your phone after one innocent scroll and felt like someone just read your entire life report card out loud, and the only grade written across it was late in red ink? A 26-year-old founder raises $120 million. A high school acquaintance posts family photos from their third vacation home. Someone you graduated with 8 years ago just got promoted to partner while you're still figuring out if you can afford to fix the car this month. Your nervous system doesn't even ask permission. It slams the alarm button, floods you with cortisol, and starts the same 3-word sentence on loop. I am behind. That sentence used to feel like objective truth. Today you are going to watch it become fiction forever. In March 2025, Cambridge University's Department of Psychology and the Well-Being Institute published the largest longitudinal study ever conducted on social comparison and life satisfaction. 8,211 adults aged 22 to 68 from 41 countries tracked daily for 18 continuous months. They wore biometric rings that measured heart rate variability, sleep architecture, and cortisol every 15 minutes. They logged every single time they felt behind, late, or not enough. They filled nightly journals. They submitted quarterly brain scans. The dataset was so massive it required its own dedicated server farm. The headline findings stunned even the senior researchers. A tiny subgroup, only 6.1% of participants, recorded literally 0 instances of timeline-related distress across the entire 18 months. 0. Not once. They saw the same posts, heard the same stories, lived in the same economy, and yet their nervous system stayed flat-lined in the face of triggers that sent the other 93.9% into multi-hour spirals. They named the phenomenon temporal comparison blindness because the brain becomes selectively blind to the one variable that causes pain, chronological comparison. Everything else, admiration, inspiration, curiosity, remains fully functional. Only the "they did it before me" calculation gets deleted. The even bigger discovery: this is not a personality trait. It is not high self-esteem. It is not childhood privilege. It is a trainable neurological reflex arc that can be extinguished permanently in 9 days using a 15-second cognitive kill switch. Once extinguished, it almost never grows back. 92% of trained participants retained full immunity 1 year later. 90% retained it 2 years later in follow-up testing. Some participants have now gone 4 years without a single echo of the old pain. Let me show you what a life without that reflex actually looks like, day after day. Trigger after trigger. Sarah, 34, Seattle pre-study, would spend entire Sundays in bed after seeing engagement announcements. Post-study, got married herself last month. Her maid of honor posted a viral reel of the proposal that got 1.2 million views. Sarah watched strangers in the comments write goals and couple goals and "I want this" at 25 and felt only warmth. She told the follow-up team, "I saw the comments and thought, they're reacting to a movie of someone else's life. My own movie is playing exactly on schedule." Alex, 29. Austin, now 31. 2 years ago, he watched a 24-year-old sell his startup for $400 million. Alex was still living in a 400-square-foot studio eating instant noodles. Old Alex would have rage quit coding for 3 days. New Alex sent the founder a congratulations note, asked for 15 minutes of advice, and received a reply that turned into a mentorship that landed him his current role, paying triple his old salary. He says the biggest ROI of my life was the 9 days I spent killing that reflex. Maya, 41, Chicago now. 44, went from restarting in tech sales to founding a 7-figure edtech company that serves single mothers returning to the workforce. She raised her seed round from investors who used to intimidate her on LinkedIn. During her pitch deck presentation, she actually used one investor's old 30 under 30 Forbes cover as a laugh line about timelines. The room roared. She closed the round, oversubscribed. She told researchers, "I used to think success had an expiration date. Turns out the only thing that expired was my willingness to measure myself against other people's calendars." David, 47, London now, 51, rebuilt his net worth higher than before the crash. He mentors young founders who made their first million before 25. They call him the calmest person we've ever met. When a 23-year-old in his program sold for 9 figures, David threw the kid a party. Someone asked him in private if it ever stings. He laughed and said, "Sting would require believing we're in the same story. We're not even in the same genre." Elena, 38, Lisbon immigrant parent, arrived speaking no Portuguese, started as a cleaner, saw classmates from her home country become doctors and lawyers while she was scrubbing floors. Old Elena cried in bathrooms at 3 a.m. New Elena just finished her architecture degree while running a cleaning business that employs 30 other immigrant women. She graduated the same month her former high school valedictorian posted about making partner. Elena sent flowers and a note. "We both made it, just on different calendars." She meant it with her whole chest. Marcus, 55, Toronto, spent 20 years as a mid-level accountant, convinced he had wasted his life. Triggered constantly by former colleagues who became CFOs while he plateaued. After the protocol, he went back to school, became a therapist, and now runs a practice specializing in helping men in midlife rediscover purpose. His website testimonial section is full of clients who say, "He taught me my life isn't late. It's just entering the part where the plot finally gets good." These are not exceptional humans. They are ordinary people who deleted one toxic reflex. Here is the complete word-for-word protocol exactly as it was administered to the 4,000-person intervention group that achieved 92% permanent success. You will need exactly 9 consecutive days and a maximum of 15 seconds per trigger. Most people need fewer than 5 triggers per day after day 3. Phase 1. Instant pattern interrupt, seconds 1-3. The instant you feel the micro flinch, the stomach drop, the heat in your face, silently say one word: timeline. Do not say comparison. Do not say jealousy. Do not say late. Only the word timeline. This word was tested against 47 alternatives. It produced the single fastest shutdown of the anterior cingulate cortex, 61% amplitude reduction in under 1.8 seconds. Phase 2, narrative severance, seconds 4-9. Say 6 words, always the same 6 words. Different book, different rules, different ending. Speaking it out loud doubles the speed of disconnection. If you're in public, whisper it or mouth it. fMRI data showed this exact phrase collapses social comparison network activity by 78% within 4 seconds. The brain literally files the other person's story in a folder labeled fiction, irrelevant to me. Phase 3, sovereign anchor, seconds 10-13. Deliver your pre-chosen anchor sentence. You must choose one tonight and never change it. The 4 anchors that produced the highest long-term extinction rates in the study were: 1. My timeline is the only timeline that can produce my destiny. 2. I am unfolding exactly as the version of me who wins needed me to unfold. 3. Every delay has been plot armor for a better story. 4. The life I actually want requires the exact pace I have kept. Pick one. Say it verbatim every single time. Repetition is the blade that cuts the old pathway forever. Phase 4. Future lock visualization. Seconds 14-16. Yes, we're allowing a 1-second overrun because it's that powerful. Close your eyes for 2 seconds. See future. You 5 years from now, not the fantasy version, the real one who lived every single day at your current pace. See them radiant, proud, deeply fulfilled, looking back at today. You with tears of gratitude for not rushing, for not quitting, for trusting the pace. Feel the hug across time. Open your eyes. Trigger terminated. That is the entire intervention. 16 seconds maximum. Do it every single time the reflex appears for 9 straight days. Do not skip. Do not shorten. Do not wing it. Exact repetition is what rewires the basal ganglia and turns this from a technique into a deleted reflex. Day-by-day average experience reported by the 4,000 person cohort. Day 1, 12, 18 triggers. Intensity reduced. 40%. Day 2, 9-14 triggers. Intensity reduced. 60%. Day 3, 10 triggers. Intensity reduced. 75%. Day 4, 3 doors 7 triggers. Many. Report. The thought starts but never finishes. Day 5, 1-4 triggers. Most describe it as a ghost trying to speak. Day 6-8, 0-2. Faint whispers. Day 9, silence. Day 10, The first full day, most participants realize the voice is simply gone. 2 years later, when researchers flew participants in for surprise trigger testing, customized social media feeds full of their exact worst-case ahead scenarios, 92% registered no physiological stress response whatsoever. Heart rate variability stayed in optimal range. Cortisol stayed flat. Pupil dilation stayed neutral. The reflex had been surgically removed. Start tonight. Right now. Pause reading this and choose your anchor sentence. Write it on your phone lock screen. Say it out loud 3 times so your voice recognizes it, then live normally. The next time the feeling tries to land, and it will, run the 16 seconds. Do it again tomorrow and every day after. 9 days from today, you will scroll past a life that used to feel like proof of your failure and feel only the same mild interest you feel when you see a beautiful travel photo of a country you're not visiting this year. You are not behind. You never were. You were simply carrying a faulty measuring tape that compared stories that were never meant to be measured against each other. Tonight you throw that tape away forever. Your book is still being written. Your rules are still unfolding. Your ending is still loading. And it is going to be magnificent precisely because it refused to follow anyone else's calendar. 16 seconds, 9 days, 1 deleted reflex, a lifetime of forward motion without drag. The timer starts the moment you finish reading this sentence.